Start with why was born out of the loss of my own passion. So I had a career, it was a successful career, and I fell out of love. And I didn't know what to do with that feeling because I was embarrassed. Because my life superficially was good. I made a decent living, I had amazing clients, we did good work, but I didn't want to wake up and do it again in the morning. And so I pretended that I was happier, more successful, and more in control than I felt. I was lying, hiding, and faking just because I was embarrassed. And that's not a good way to live. And there was a confluence of events, and I discovered that every single one of us knows what we do. Everybody can tell you their job. Some of us can tell you how we do it, the things that we think make us stand out from those who do what we do, also do what we do. But very, very, very few people can clearly articulate why we do what we do. I don't mean to make money, that's a result. I mean, what's the purpose, what's the cause, what's the belief? Why did we get out of bed this morning, and why should anyone care? And I realized that that's what was missing in my life. I knew what I was doing, I knew how to do it, but I couldn't tell you why I was doing it. And the reason I felt uncomfortable is I'd lost any sense of purpose or cause in my life. And it was the rediscovery of my why that not only restored my passion, but pushed me in a direction that I find myself here.
So, yung why natin means understanding yung purpose natin. And sa loob ng isang organization, ang why natin is usually found in the company's mission, vision, and beliefs. No? So, it gives us the understanding kung ano ba yung purpose kung bakit nag-exist yung kumpanya. So, bakit ba ginagawa ng kumpanya yung ginagawa niya ngayon? No? So, in our case, in SCP and the SJC group, no, the company and the organization's mission vision is 1 million extraordinary and heroic Filipinos for fraud-free Philippines. No? So, lagi nating binabalikan to, no? Balik tayo ng balik dito. Kasi, it leads us back to after all these things na pinagdadaanan natin, bakit nga ba tayo nandito? Like, even itong natin, no, session natin for today, no, everyone's busy with their jobs, everyone's busy with the client, deadlines, requirements, no. But at the end of the day, bakit ba kailangan nating mag-allot ng time sa maghapon na ito, 2 hours time, isingit sa oras natin, ba't natin kailangan gawin 'to? At bakit dapat tayo nandito kung we can be somewhere else, no? And we always go back to this mission and vision, no? Because we want to create and help build yung extraordinary and heroic Filipinos, no? And as being part of the organization, tayo yung unang part nung tayo yung unang bahagi nung first 1 million na yun na sinasabi natin. That's why we really take time, no? Considering na a normal company would just let you, sige, basta magtrabaho kayo na magtrabaho dyan, tapusin niyo yung deadlines, ibigay mo yung kailangan ng client, no? So, okay na yan kasi kikita naman tayo dyan, di ba? So, technically speaking, no, the 2 hours that we are here doesn't really generate profit for the company, no? But that's not the whole point, no? That's not the purpose why we are doing this, and that's not the purpose of why the organization exists, no? It's not really about the profit, no? But it's about our mission and vision. And yun nga yung sinasabi natin, yung extraordinary and heroic Filipinos, no? And the belief of the company and of the organization is we believe that each one of us has unlimited potential and right to grow to become extraordinary and heroic, which leads us back na kaya pala tayo nandito, kaya pala tayo umuupo at nakikinig ng 2 hours dito sa ginagawa natin maghapon na to. Bakit kailangan nating pag-spenda ng time to despite all the other requirements is because we believe na kapag nandito ka, you have the potential to grow. And we want to maximize that potential and unleash that potential. Kaya natin pinapa-attending lahat as much as possible to attend leadership trainings. And not all organizations will send you to leadership training. Kasi to some, yung time, 2 hours that you've spent it will be equivalent to to more profit. Why waste time in sitting down and listening to a leadership training? Diba? So, but because of this belief, we are all here. Diba? So, it's very important for us. And sabi nga ni Gandhi, no, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions, and your actions become your habits, and your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. Just imagine how long ang inabot niya, no? Simula lang dun sa belief, and then from that belief, it becomes your destiny, no? So your beliefs would guide how you live your life, no? Kaya if you believe na you have the potential to grow, even your thoughts will be aligned to it, 'di ba? Dapat kung alam mo may potential ka to grow and to become a leader and to be extraordinary and heroic, yung mga things that you are thinking should be aligned to it, no? And then what your thoughts are, it comes out of your mouth. Sabi nga, 'di ba, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And yung thoughts natin inside our heads and inside our hearts, they speak, they come out, they automatically come out, no? Nagiging obvious siya, no? And what you say, sabi nga nila, 'di ba, words are powerful. What you often say, pinauulit-ulit mo, na kumbaga nangyayari siya and it becomes your actions. And your actions, pag palagi mong ginagawa, nagiging habit mo. So, if your habit, yung actions mo is leading you towards excellence, and naging habit mo na yung maging excellent, 'di ba? Eventually, you become someone extraordinary and heroic. Kasi even your values would be aligned to it. So, just imagine how a simple belief can turn into something big as your destiny and your dream, 'di ba? So, our beliefs are very powerful. So, let us not underestimate it, no? Paminsan kasi, no, let's be honest, sa isang company, yung MV, madalas naaalala yung mission, vision, pero yung belief, paminsan nakakalimutan natin, no? But let us, kailangan nating panghawakan din even yung belief, no? Kasi ako naniniwala, no, as long as there's one person who believes in me, I can do it, 'di ba? So, if the company believes in you, how much more ikaw sa sarili mo, 'di ba? Dapat maniwala ka din, no? So, importante na you are with the organization who believes in your potential, who believes on what you can do, because at the end of the day, everything that we do inside is backed up by doon, no? Kaya nga yung mga ginagawa natin is out of the belief na, puwede tayong mag-grow, puwede kang mag-grow, puwede kang maging leader, puwede kang maging extraordinary and heroic. Ayan. So next is, ito lagi na natin paulit-ulit nating sinasabi, no? What does it mean to be extraordinary and heroic, no? Just in case lang nakakalimutan natin, I just want to remind everyone once again, no? To be extraordinary and heroic is to go above excellence, take risk, and enjoy making necessary sacrifices for the benefit of other people and the common good in order to create an impact beyond yourself, no? So, naka-highlight naman diyan yung mga key points na madalas na nakakalimutan natin, no? Kasi baka akala natin 'pag sinabing extraordinary and heroic, it only means being excellent, no? But let us not forget na it is also coupled with sacrifices, and we always have to consider the common good. It's not just the good of your own, not just your team, na 'pag sinabing common good, ibig sabihin basta madami kami, common good na yun, no? Ibig sabihin ng common good, everyone that is affected. Okay, and sabi nga natin, no, the impact should be beyond yourself, no? Siyempre, no, what we're trying to do is grow ourselves, so, pero the growth that we have is not just for our own, no? It also has to affect other people. We always want to go beyond ourselves. So, yun lang, no? It's a gentle reminder. And so, the purpose of an organization is way beyond ourselves, no? It goes beyond infinity, no? It does not end, no? Sabi nga, it's the very reason why an organization exists, no? So, even if siguro wala na tayo ditong lahat, no? Or mag-change na yung mga tao, no? The purpose does not change, 'di ba? And yung extraordinary and heroic dream is the next big thing that gives us continuous purpose in all that we do, no? The fact that we may not achieve it in this lifetime, no? Or kunwari, we only have 20, 30 years to live, no? We're not sure if you will be able to achieve yung being extraordinary and heroic na maabutan pa natin yung 1 million Filipinos, no? We are not sure, but we always have that direction. So, kasi kapag wala tayong goal na gano'n, we'll stop growing. Kasi if we do something na that will just end or yung finite na tinatawag natin, the moment that we achieve it, ano na next, 'di ba? What happens to your life kapag yung purpose mo is limited to something finite? When you meet it, does it end? 'Di ba? Yan. So, having a purpose that goes beyond infinity would mean that we need to carry it out with an infinite mindset, no? So, dito pumapasok yung importansya ng infinite mindset, no? Because considering that purpose is something infinite, no, we also have to couple it and handle it with an infinite mindset. Yeah. So, mag-story time muna tayo before we go deeper into the infinite mindset. No? So, yung story ng American and Vietnam War, no, the war lasted for 20 years, no. But on the last weeks ng war, yung Vietnam, they planned a surprise attack against the US so that they may end. Gusto na kasi nilang matapos na yung war, no? Kasi their lives are already affected and gusto na nilang makabalik dun sa dati nilang buhay, no? So during the war, yung US, they repelled every attack ng Vietnam. And yung US only lost 58,000 men, while yung Vietnam lost 3 million people. Pag inisip nyo, no, parang in every angle, US won the war, si konti yung namatay sa kanila, and then nare-retaliate ng US yung mga attacks ng Vietnam, no? But how the war ended is Vietnam won. So bakit sila nanalo? Because US ran out of resources, and eventually they ran out of the will to continue yung war at nag-withdraw na sila. So napagod sila, nawalan sila ng resources, okay, umalis na lang tayo dito, hindi na nila yung Vietnam. So technically, Vietnam won the war kasi nabalik yung buhay nila, umalis na yung nananakop sa kanila, di ba? Ayan. So, what do we learn from here? There are two different types of game. Ito ay ayon kay Simon Sinek, no? We have the finite games and the infinite games, no? In a finite game, it's treated as a game, no? Para siyang it's a battlefield, then done. In a finite game, you fight in order to win. And then rules are fixed and you know how it ends, no? So, para tong some examples nito is yung mga, for example, yung mga athletic games or yung basketball, for example. Alam mo kung kailan mananalo kasi pag nag-times up, kung sino yung pinakamataas na score, sila yung panalo. Or kapag chess game, kung sino yung after mamate, siya na yung panalo. So, may rules and alam mo kung kailan may mananalo at saka may matatalo. So, on the perspective of US, the war is a finite game. They fought in order to win. So, ang sa mind nila, pag nangyari to, panalo na tayo. Basta makuha lang natin tong area na to, panalo na tayo. Basta maubos natin sila, panalo na tayo. So, yun yung nasa mind ng US. They're playing a finite game. While naman sa mind ng Vietnam, they're playing an infinite game. Ano ba yung infinite game? You fight in order to keep going. The rules are changeable and there is no definite endpoint. So, basically, yung infinite game, walang katapusan, no? Kumbaga, hangga't may habang may naglalaro ng game, hindi natatapos yung game. Tuloy-tuloy lang. Yun ang objective ng game, no? And sa mind ng Vietnam, this is an infinite game. They are fighting for their lives. So sa kanila, walang titigil, walang susuko. Kahit maubos tayong lahat, hindi tayo susuko. So this does not end, no? Hangga't may humihinga, hangga't may willing lumaban, it goes on, no? So, yun yung difference ng approach ng US at saka ng Vietnam. Ang US, nung nakita nila na naubos na yung resources nila, nung nakita nila parang ang tagal-tagal na, pagod na sila, no, tinigilan na nila. They find it a losing game, no? Parang, wala na itong pag-asa, sige, alis na lang tayo. Sa Vietnam, dahil ang pinaglalaban nila is yung buhay nila, hangga't nabubuhay sila at habang humihinga sila, lalaban sila. Diba? That makes the difference. And that's the reason why they won the war. It's not because of the resources. It's not because of gaano sila kagaling or gaano sila kadami. It's because of they have a reason to continue the fight. It's because it's for their lives. Ayan. So in keeping an infinite mindset, the main objective is simple. It is just to keep going. Ang only rule lang, sabi natin kanina, walang rules. Or it can be changeable, no? Pero ang pinaka-main rule lang niya is you lose the moment that you quit. Diba? So matatalo ka lang kapag tumigil ka na. Kasi the objective of the game is to keep going. Kaya natalo dito yung US. Kasi that war is about living and about lives. So they lost when they stopped and they withdraw. Ayan. So sabi dyan, do not play an infinite game with a finite mindset or strategy. So, hindi natin pwedeng yung isang infinite game, ang gagawin natin is gagamitan natin ng finite na mindset or strategy, no? Kasi when you are playing an infinite game which does not end, and minanage mo siya or hinandle mo siya with an infinite mindset, eventually mapapagod ka. For example, yung processes sa company, no? We are implementing some processes in the company or may mga programs tayo na-implement, no? And then naisip mo, bakit kaya parang hindi na natapos-tapos tong leadership program na 'to? Kaya ba't hindi na kaya natapos-tapos tong training programs na 'to or itong growth programs na 'to? Pagod na ako, no? Sometimes we think that way kasi we see things as a finite game. We see it as a finite game. Yung growth natin, sometimes we see it as a finite game na dapat pag dating ng ganitong point, stop na ako, okay na ako. No? But it does not work that way kasi growth is an infinite game. It does not end. Habang nabubuhay ka, dapat nag-grow ka. But if you see it as something as a finite game with the mindset na dapat eventually matapos to, at this point, hanggang 2 years lang ako magaganito. Pag hindi yun natapos ng 2 years, ang maiisip mo sa sarili mo, pagod na ako, parang ang hirap-hirap naman to. And eventually, you will lose the game. Diba? So, it's important that we know and we understand what kind of game we are playing so that we can keep the correct mindset. Kasi nga pag hindi align yung mindset natin dun sa kind of game that we were playing, mamamali yung pag-handle natin dun sa game and we will eventually lose. But it's also important for us to understand na merong finite games sa loob ng isang infinite game. No? Like, for example, no, business and politics are example ng infinite game. Sige, para mas maintindihan natin, let us have some simple examples. Yan. One of the finite games is business, no? Kasi yung business, the objective of business is to keep going, no? Hindi lang siya about profit. Ang business, and sa totoo lang, no, wala naman talagang nakakasabi ng sinong nanalo sa business game na 'to. May nadinig na ba kayong nanalo sa business game na 'to? Paminsan na makakarinig lang tayo na may awardee for this year na best, for example, best accounting firm or auditing firm for this year. It's just this year. Ibig sabihin it's a limited time and with set criteria. No, but the whole business itself, meron ka ba nakadinig na nanalo siya dahil it's been existing for 200 years? Nobody says that, 'di ba? Wala namang winner of the business game. Wala pa akong nadidinig na kasi ano bang criteria nun? May criteria ba yung pagiging best business in the whole wide world? Parang wala naman, no? 'Di ba? But sa loob ng isang business, merong mga finite games, no? So, for example, sales target for the year 2020. This is a finite game kasi we have set criterias kapag sinabi mo achieve ka or hindi ka achieve kasi based dun sa target. So, you lost the game if you do not achieve the target, you win the game if you achieve the target. And it has a definite time period kung kailan matatapos, 2022. Or gaining a client or closing a deal, no? So, this is also a finite game. It's an event. It's a one-time event. Kapag na-close mo yung client, itong particular na client na to, ibig sabihin you won that particular game. Yang particular engagement na kino-close mo sa kanya or particular deal na kino-close mo sa kanya. Kasi it's determinable if mananalo ka or matatalo ka, no? So, but these are just mini finite games sa loob ng isang infinite game, which is business, no? But business itself is infinite. As long as you keep going, you are not really losing, no? Makaka-experience ka lang ng mga ups and downs, may victories and defeats, may mga challenges, no? But you do not necessarily lose. You only lose once you quit, once you close your business, once you decided to leave, no? That's the only time that you lose in the business game, no? So, another example is yung infinite game of life, no? Life itself is an infinite game, no? Kasi sa totoo lang, no, it's not, this is the whole concept of life, Hindi yung buhay mo, hindi yung buhay nating limitado, no? It's the whole concept of life. Yung existence of life itself, no? And sa loob ng buhay natin, there are finite games, like yung passing the board exam, no? It's only a finite game. Kasi alam mo kung kailan ka papasa tsaka hindi, kailan yung particular time na pumasa ka. So you could have lost the finite game of passing the board exam in 2020, but if you take another exam in 2021 and you passed it, you won that particular finite game ng 2021, no? So life is composed of different mini finite games, no? Or being cured from a disease, no? Kunwari gumaling tayo, nagka-COVID ka, no? it's really a finite game. Kasi alam mo naman kung kailan ka gagaling at kailan hindi, no? So, you know how when it ends, when the disease ends, no? So, sometimes if we look at these finite games inside as infinite, that's the time that things turns bad. For example, no, if we see yung failing in the board exam as an infinite game, the moment that we do not pass the board exam, mawalan tayong gana sa buhay. It's as if it defines our whole life. Diba? As if it defines everything. Or for example, yung pagiging ng client. Kunwari, bumagsak ka doon sa client assessment or nagkaroon ka ng penalty or nagkaroon ka ng mali doon sa client. No? When you see it as an infinite game, definitely you would want to stop going. Na ayoko na-frustrate na ako kasi bumagsak ako dun sa dun sa assessment ng kliyente or ayoko na kasi ang baba ng sales ko for this year, or ayoko na kasi nagpabayad ako ng penalty, eh. Parang it's as if it defines your whole being. It's as if it defines your whole business. It's as if it defines your whole career, no? But to which it should not, kasi it's only a finite game. Kumbaga, it's just a phase, no? Or it's just a part of what we are doing on a bigger pero yung what we're doing is on a bigger perspective, no? So let us not treat the finite games inside our infinite games as if they are infinite. Kasi when we get frustrated with these small things, we get frustrated with the bigger thing. Kasi ang naisip natin pareho sila, no? So let us make sure that we understand which one is finite and which one is infinite. Kasi if we understand that these things are just finite games, mas madali tayong makaka-move on and mas madali tayong makaka-recover. Kasi maisip natin, it's okay, next time makaka-recover ba ako? Or I can do something else for me to outgrow this or to overcome these things, no? So, kasi I am playing an infinite game. So, mas malaki, mas malawak yung pangunawa natin dun sa mga bagay na ginagawa natin. Next is, yung milestones and metrics does not define an infinite game, but it tells you that you are in the right direction and that you are getting closer to your goal. No? So, for example, sa business, business is an infinite game, diba? But there, sabi nga natin, there are finite games inside. And the milestones and metrics that we use to measure itong mga finite games sa loob, they tell us that we are in the right direction by being able to conquer them or being able to win them, no? Kasi they do not necessarily define for example, yung sinasabi ko nga, no, kunwari bumagsak yung business mo for this year, mababa yung sale, no, it doesn't necessarily define the whole business itself. May mga times lang talaga na mababa, which tells you to, I have to check on some things. Baka may mali. Baka may kulang sa ginagawa ko. Baka wala ako sa tamang direction. Or baka dapat na i-calibrate ako dun sa how well I do things. Diba? So, this metrics helps us, they serve as guide dun sa direction that we are taking, no? Kasi, kumbaga, this is an infinity. Just imagine being lost in infinity, diba? If you do not have mini guides on the way, you might get lost. Diba? So that's why we put milestones and metrics in the things that we do for them to guide us. And for us to be able to understand na, palapit na ako ng palapit doon sa goal ko, no? Sobrang layo pa ng goal ko, but at least I'm getting there. Next is, how we understand what kind of game we are playing determines our mindset and how well we can play it. Sabi ko nga kanina, no, it's important to understand kung ano yung game na piniplay mo para alam mo kung ano yung ipapartner mo na mindset doon. Kasi if you don't, definitely malulose mo yung battle. And eventually, you will quit, diba? So, para mas maunawaan natin, let's just see some of the combinations. For example, you're playing an infinite game. Ayan. And then, you are keeping an infinite mindset. Anong mangyayari? Definitely magkakaroon ng decline of trust, cooperation, and energy. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, no? If you are playing an infinite game, for example, the infinite game of growth, and then you are keeping a mindset kunwari naisip mo, dapat by this time ganito na ako, eh, bakit parang ano, nakakapagod naman 'to, parang walang nangyayari, parang walang nagbabago. Tapos hindi nauubos yung kailangan kong gawin para mag-grow ako. Kailan ba ako maggo-grow talaga? If you have that kind of mindset, knowing and not understanding that growth is an infinite game, mapapagod ka definitely, no? Mawalan ka ng tiwala sa sarili mo, mawalan ka ng tiwala sa mga kasama mo, mawalan ka ng tiwala doon sa mga taong pinakikinggan mo na, parang siguro baka mali yung tinuturo sa akin nito kasi ba't hindi ako naggo-grow? Or doon sa mga kasama mo na, parang wala naman kaming pinatutunguhan dito sa ginagawa namin kasi ano, eh, parang ano, parang hindi natatapos, parang hindi nauubos, 'no? So, hindi ka na makikipag-cooperate and eventually mapapagod ka. If you are playing a finite game with the infinite mindset naman, ang magiging ending niyan is you will have unrealistic goals and ineffective strategies. Kasi kumbaga sa time frame 'no, iba yung time frame nung game. And then iba yung nasa mind mo na time frame. For example 'no, ang isang kunwari basketball game 'no. Yung basketball game, ilan ba yun? Meron lang siyang 4 quarters, I don't know ilang minutes. Kunwari sabihin natin 4 minutes per quarter 'no. So, it's a finite game. So, by the end of the 4 quarter, the game ends. No, but if your mindset is infinite game, hindi yan, okey lang yan kahit maglaro kami hanggang kinabukasan puwede pa yan, o habol pa tayo. You see, sa mind mo, you have all day and all night and hanggang next week para maglaro ng basketball without knowing na by the end of the 4th quarter, you're gonna be losing. 'Di ba? So, ngayon, mali yung strategy mo, 'di ba? Kasi ang naisip mo, pwede ako maglaro hanggang mamaya, hanggang bukas eh. Hindi pa ako matatalo eh. Whereas the game has already ended, ikaw hindi ka pa nakaka-move on, hindi ka pa nakakatapos. No? Parang naisip mo, ba't ganun? Bakit ako natalo? Hindi ba pwedeng humabol pa ako bukas? Or ano? Hindi, hanggang dito lang yan eh. The game has already ended, no? So, you will have unrealistic goals kasi hindi mo naintindihan ng maigi, for example, yung time frame. And yung strategies mo would be ineffective kasi sa mind mo, mahabang-mahaba pa yung game. Whereas in reality, hanggang 4 quarters lang pala yung game. 'Di ba? Next is yung finite game and then finite mindset, no? So, ito yung appropriate, no? So, because when you know that you are playing a finite game and you keep a finite mindset, you will be able to deploy efficient strategies kasi alam mo kung ano yung time frame mo, alam mo kung ano yung hinahabol mo, alam mo kung how much effort dapat yung ibigay mo kasi ito lang yung time frame mo at ito lang yung criteria na kailangan mong i-meet, 'no? The downfall din kasi ng infinite mindset with a finite game is baka hindi ka nag-a-abide sa criteria, basta galaw ka lang ng galaw, gawa ka lang ng gawa without focusing dun sa criteria. Kasi if it's a finite game, there are rules, there are criterias which you have to follow. So when you understand the rules and the criterias, it helps you, concentrate yung energy mo kung saan ka dapat naka-focus na, it's a finite game, may criteria, may rules. Let's focus on complying with the rules. Let's focus on doing the criteria, meeting the criteria. Hindi yung basta gumawa ka lang kahit paano, hindi okay lang yan. Basta nag-effort ako, basta nagbo-move ako, mananalo tayo diyan. It doesn't work that way, diba? But if you have a finite mindset, so you would be focused on ano lang yung dapat mong gawin. Ano yung importante mong i-comply, ano yung criteria na dapat mong i-meet. And it will help you achieve yung mga mini goals. No? Sabi ko nga kasi the finite games are smaller goals sa loob ng isang infinite na game. And finally, if you're playing an infinite game and you're keeping an infinite mindset, syempre, you are moving closer to the main goal and you will continuously grow. So when you understand that this game does not end and you keep that kind of mindset, whatever you do when you keep that infinite mindset, you are always focused na, itong gagawin ko, I'll be intentional kasi it will lead me closer doon sa goal. And magko-continuous ka mag-grow, no? Kasi naiintindihan mo na it does not end. So everything that you accomplish and everything that you achieve and you do not achieve, they are just part of your growth process. Diba? So hindi yung hindi mo maisip na, nakaka-frustrate naman to, I failed. Ayoko na nga. You won't see it that way. When you understand that you are playing an infinite game, everything is just part of the process that helps you grow. And you can be able to maximize them. And parang grab all the possible opportunities doon sa whatever is happening, whether it's growth or whether it's failures, hindi siya masasayang. Okay, let's have a more definite example, no? For example, in a business, so the situation as business has its ups and downs, gains and losses, it helps the business grow and you just keep going. So yun yung infinite mindset, no? So you're in a business when you're playing an infinite game. Yung ups and downs, gains and losses, they are part of the things that make you grow, no? As long as you understand that, you will be able to reap all the learnings out of those situations. So it will help you keep going. So kumbaga walang sayang. Kahit yung inilugi mo in profit before, kung matututunan mo yung lessons knowing that it's just part of the game, you will be able to maximize it and make something out of it. So definitely hindi ka lugi, hindi ka pa din talo. But if you look at it in the company, for example, the company has a good competitor and the business is not doing well, so isarado na lang natin, no? That is an example of a finite mindset which does not fit, no? Kasi if you see, ay, parang pangit na nitong business natin, no? Parang lugi na tayo madalas, sarado na lang natin. Instead of calibrating, baka may changes tayong gawin, baka mag-iba tayong product line, mag-upgrade tayo ng products, mag-introduce tayo ng something new, something different, no? Pero if you see it as a finite na, ay tapos na, it's the end for us, no? Isarado na lang natin, no? It's not a good thing for you to manage that kind of, the infinite game of business. Kasi ang ending nun, susuko ka na talaga, titigil ka na. Next, kapag finite game naman ng sales target, so ang tama, which is yan yung finite mindset, is for us to be able to exert yung best efforts and employ effective strategies to reach the target for the year, no? So knowing na may criteria on how to hit and ano yung target na dapat i-meet mo, this is a finite game at the time frame that you have. With that in mind, pag may finite mindset ka, gagawin mo yung best effort mo na dapat maging efficient ako tsaka maging effective ako para ma-reach yung target this year, no? Ang paminsan kasi ang nangyayari is we are employing an infinite mindset sa isang finite game, no? So ang nangyayari, sige okay lang yan, basta gawa lang tayo ng gawa na pag hindi natin na-hit this year, okay lang, next year na lang, bawi na lang tayo next year, no? Without really making extra efforts to meet the requirement, no? Yung isang simple lang yan would be sa loob ng, for example, we have a group, anong tawag doon? Parang group work. Sabihin natin, there's a group work, no? And then, the group has set a deadline. Sabi, kunwari, we're doing EH programs, no? Okay, guys, meron tayong requirement, no? So, we have this deadline. Dapat makapag-submit tayo ng 5 types of options for this program or for this project, no? So, it's a finite game, di ba? Kasi may criteria, ano yung dapat mong isubmit, ano yung quality na dapat mong isubmit, ilan, at hanggang kailan, no? So, it's a finite game, di ba? So, it's a finite game for everyone. And then, if you keep infinite mindset, naisip mo, sige, okay lang, di bali, sila na lang magpasa, hindi ako magpapasa. Di bali, pwede pa namang i-calibrate yan next year. Magdadagdag na lang ako ng inputs ko by next year. Yung mindset mo is not aligned with the criteria, does not align with the criteria, and does not align with the requirement because you have a mindset na, di bali, babawi na lang ako sa susunod, sila na lang muna. See, that's a difference when you keep an infinite mindset in a finite game. You become, you are not careful in meeting the requirement. Kasi naisip mo lagi, may bali babawi na lang ako sa susunod, no? Parang it's as if thinking na you have a lifetime to catch up with everything, no? So you are not exerting your best effort kasi naisip mo you have a lifetime to do something about it, no? So yun yung isang example natin. Next is yan. So of course paano ba magkaroon ng infinite mindset? So of course, we have essential practices. Kumbaga may mga basic principles sa loob ng isang infinite mindset. Number 1 is we need to have a just cause. Number 2, we need to have a trusting team. Number 3, we have to have a worthy rival. Number 4, we need to have a capacity for existential flexibility. And number 5, we need to have the courage to lead. Yan. So these are key principles in living or having an infinite mindset. No. Number 1 is have a just cause. No. So a just cause is something that is so noble that it may require sacrifice for the common good and greater purpose that is beyond oneself. So this is beyond profit and beyond personal gain. No. So this is ito yung ating deeper why. No. Kaya nga siguro just cause. No. Which is sometimes when you are in a business world, bihira yung may just cause. Kasi sabi nga natin, no, madalas naman ang dahilan ng mga business why people put up a business is for us to gain profit, di ba? Yun yung ordinary. How the world ordinarily sees a business is for profit, no? So if you're not gaining profit, bakit ka pa nagbe-business? So yun yung typical, no? That's the typical purpose of why we have business, no? But a business cannot have an infinite mindset kapag if you see things that way and wala kang just cause. Kasi kapag ang nasa mind mo lang is profit, the moment that you do not gain profit, mag-i-end na siya. Ayawan na. Diba? Ikaw mapapagod ka na, mag-stop ka na, mag-rethink ka na sa existence ng business or ng organization mo. No? But when you have a just cause, it is something that is beyond the profit and beyond the personal gain. No? It's basically for the common good. No? Mahirap lang to for business companies kasi nga, sabi natin, no, profit siya. Madalas nakikita tong just cause for mga NGOs, di ba? And yung sa mga government offices, no? Kasi basically they exist for service, no? But when you understand, sabi nga natin kanina, why you do something, you'd be willing to make sacrifices just to keep going. And yung sinasabi nating why na deeper, it has to be something na para sa ibang tao. Yung malalim, di ba? The purpose should be beyond what is in the world, kumbaga. So, sabi nga na dyan, an organization's just cause is usually found in the mission and vision and belief, and it tells you why you do business. No, so kung babalikan ninyo kanina yung sa mission and vision natin, yung sa why, yung example ni Simon Sinek doon is yung sa Apple, no? Yung Apple, they do not tell you na the reason why they're doing business is for profit. They do not tell you din na the reason why they do business is dahil magagaling sila or matatalino sila, 'di ba? But Apple offers you something big and something deeper, 'di ba? Which is yung basically to improve yung mga lives ng mga tao, no? So if we can see it that way, na it's not really about profit, but it's basically having a greater impact beyond your organization and beyond yourself, no? It will help you keep going. It's never about the profit, it's never about yung sa kung ano lang yung magiging benefit mo. Ayan, which leads us to differentiating yung work versus service, no? Having a just cause leads you to see that what you do in the organization is a form of service rather than work, no? So, ito medyo challenging, no? Kasi parang pag sinabing service, parang ibig sabihin mo nun pag service, baka hindi ako makompensate ng maigi, no? Kasi pag sinabi nating work, basically, your ability would equate your compensation, di ba? Madalas may isip natin, if I do this much, I should get this much. No, that's the concept of work, no? If I give this much or I am this good enough, I need to have this and I need to get it. No, pero pag naintindihan natin na what we are doing is not really work, it's more on the form of service, we would be more focused on bringing something good for other people. But it's more on creating something good for doing something for the common good. So it's basically not about what you gain, but what you can offer others. No, especially kapag we are leaders, no. Paminsan kasi we cannot help that to think na leader ako kasi magaling ako, or leader ako kasi madami na akong nagawa, or matalino ko, or magaling kasi ako, no. But I think it is better for us to see our role as leaders, as servants, in the sense na when you understand that, you will be compelled to give out more to other people. Kumbaga, your leadership, you're there as a leader not because of your credentials, but you are there because you have something to give to other people. For example, you can teach them, you can help them grow to become better leaders, you can teach them to be more matured, you can share yung mga naging past learnings mo. No? It's basically having something to give rather than yung leadership mo is out of your ability and out of all the things that you have contributed. You will be more focused on what more you can give sa ibang tao. No? So if you would be speaking in front of other people, you would be thinking na, I'm speaking in front of other people not because magaling ako, na matalino ako, or nandito na kasi ako sa level na to. No? But if you would be speaking in front of other people, you would be thinking, I'm speaking because I have something to share and I want to give it to them. Diba? So you would be doing the same thing, 'di ba? Mag-speak ka pa din naman, no? But the difference in your mindset will help you be more cheerful dun sa ginagawa mo. And ako, I believe kasi, no, yung what's in your heart or how you see what you do would be reflected sa ibang tao. Mararamdaman ng ibang tao, no? So they would feel if you are just working or you're actually serving them. No? Even if two people are doing the same things, people would know the difference. They would feel it. So it's important that we keep the right mindset in what we are doing so that we understand na yung impact natin sa ibang tao would also be affected. Ayan. So, when you know that you are serving, you might not even be counting the hours and days that you are in the office, no? Unlike when you are thinking of it as work, ang heavy na kapag lumagpas na ako ng 8:05. Pag naging 5:05 na dapat naka-out na ako nito eh, no? No, let's be honest, meron tayo laging joke na gano'n, no? Kapag there are some offices na naka-ready na, ano pa lang, 4:49. Naka-ready na yung bag, nakasarado na yung computer, alam mo yun, nakaligpit na lahat ng bagay kasi 'pag impunto ng 5:00 lalabas na ng opisina kasi you're counting the hours because you think that you're working. No, but when you know that you are serving, your objective is basically to be able to improve yung other people and you might not even notice the time passing by, no? Ayan. Next is yung have a trusting team, no? So, we need to create an environment where you can trust your people and people can trust you so that people will naturally love what they do and be more productive, no? So, let's create a place where people will not feel humiliated to accept mistakes and have the courage to grow and move forward, no? So, importante that we are surrounded with people whom we trust and who trust us, no? Kasi when you are in an environment of trust, you would be more comfortable doing things and saying things what's on your mind na ma-unleash yung creativity mo, yung productivity mo, hindi malilimit yung growth mo at hindi ka matatakot na, baka pag sinabi ko 'to mawawalan ako ng trabaho bukas or baka pag sinabi ko 'to 'di ba hindi naman din nila ite-take 'to, eh, or kapag sinabi ko 'to baka sabihin napakawala namang sense nung suggestion ko 'no. 'Pag kasi gano'n yung naging environment, malilimitahan yung growth ng mga tao 'no. But when we are in an infinite mindset and we are in a trusting environment, everyone would be encouraged to give what they can give. And mas magiging productive tayo at maggo-grow tayo together 'no. Yung hindi sila mahihiya na kapag nagkamali parang end of the world na, yung gusto mo na lang lumubog sa lupa at hindi ka na lang magpakita 'no. Kasi 'pag gano'n yung sitwasyon mo parang, "Ay ayoko na lang." Parang gano'n 'no. And kapag naging gano'n yung sitwasyon, magiging limited din yung relationship niyo sa isa't isa 'no. I always believe that, relationship within a team plays a big role. Kasi when you have good relationship within the team, you have built that trust within the team, naiintindihan natin yung value ng ng failures and mistake does not define the person who had committed it. It's just part of the process, 'no. So kunwari kapag nandun ka sa isang team na ng trust, kahit magkamali siya, what you basically would do is you would help each other na maka-recover and then you will encourage na yung bawat isa na, "Ay okey lang yan, sige ganito na lang yung gawin natin," or And the person who committed the mistake would also be bounded na, "Uy, baka puwede niyo akong tulungan, puwede niyo akong turuan, ganito yung nangyari, ano bang puwede kong gawin," 'no? Just imagine that kind of na where you can all grow and you are not limited with yung 'pag sinabi nating infinite mindset, the situations will not define who you are, 'di ba? So, for example, yung taong nagkamali, kung magkamali siya ngayon, hindi ibig sabihin mali-maling tao 'yan, 'no, or palpak na tao 'yan, 'no? Nagkamali lang talaga siya, 'no? And there's always an area for improvement. Pero and the person who committed the mistake din naman won't be so down naman na, "Ay ito na lang talaga yung kaya kong gawin, wala na akong i-go-grow eh." Kasi mindset mo parang ang dating endpoint mo na yun 'no, tapos ikaw lilimitahan mo na yung sarili ko na wala na talaga akong mai-offer, ganyan na talaga ako. Hindi ka na din magsi-seek ng growth, hindi ka na din magsi-seek ng help kung paano ka mag-go-grow 'no. Mase-settle ka na nun sa sitwasyon 'no. But if we have a trusting team, we have that kind of environment 'no, everything will be just part of the process 'no, and eventually we will all grow together. So importante yung mga kasama natin sa loob ng team would feel safe na gumalaw and they will feel encouraged to contribute as much as they can. So trust is a very important factor to unleash that. Next is yung have a worthy rival 'no. So your greatest rival is yourself and the objective 'no, and it helps you remind yourself of your weakness in order to improve 'no. So lagi nating sinasabi 'no na, and sa culture natin 'no, we always see competition as something that helps us improve 'no, and siyempre ang greatest natin na rival is yung sarili natin 'no. The only time that we will look at other people is for reference, but never really to compete against them 'no. But at least medyo may benchmark tayo na, medyo gano'n pala yun 'no, sige grow ko yung sarili ko. Tapos every now and then you will check yourself if you're growing or you're not 'no. And yung isa pa sa greatest rival natin is yung objective 'no. Kung tatanungin mo yung sarili mo if you are doing enough or you're doing well, check the objective. Are you achieving the objective or not? Hangga't hindi mo nade-defeat your objective, meaning hindi mo nami-meet yung objective, ibig sabihin you still need to grow. Madami ka pang kailangang gawin, madami ka pang kailangang i-develop para maging better ka next time. And by the time that you have reached the objective, next level ka na ulit ng rivalry 'no, higher version ng objective at higher version ng sarili mo yung next mo na rivalry. So, the concept is you will never stop growing 'no. Yung rivalry will help you keep going and keep growing. So, kaya ang basehan natin lagi is yung sarili natin at yung objective. Next is yung capacity for existential flexibility 'no. So this is the ability to make profound strategic shift when we find a better way to advance our cause 'no. So the cause is more important than sticking to your old ways 'no. So ito yung medyo mahirap lalo na if we are playing an infinite game with a finite mindset 'no. Kasi kapag meron kang finite mindset, ayaw mo ng paiba-iba, 'di ba? Ayaw mo yung iba na naman yung instructions, bakit gano'n na naman yung gagawin? Kahapon ito yung pinag-uusapan natin, nakakapagod naman 'to, parang bakit gano'n, 'no? But sabi sa isang capacity for existential flexibility, if it would mean na ito ang makakamit ng objective at ito yung mag-a-advance ng cause, no matter how hard or how big yung adjustment na kailangan nating gawin, kung kailangang ibalik ta rin yung buong opisina just to be able to continue the cause and to advance the cause, we have to be willing to do it, no? Kasi kaya siya pang infinite mindset, kasi laging nasa isip mo, laging may kailangang i-calibrate, laging may kailangang, dapat lagi kang handa na the rules may change anytime, 'no? Posibleng yung rules 2 years ago, iba na sa rules ngayon, 'no? So, hindi mo made-define na, bakit iba na naman? 5 years na natin 'tong ginagawa tapos biglang iba na naman yung gagawin ngayon, 'no? Because the rules might change anytime, 'no? And if mako-compromise yung existence ninyo and yung cause and the objective that you are advancing, we have to be willing to adjust and to be flexible. So, we have to be flexible enough, 'no? Para hindi din tayo magiging stress lagi na tuwing may adjustment, yung stress ka lagi na, "Ano nangyayari, bakit may bago na naman, ba't iba na naman yung gagawin?" Yan. So, madalas kasi ayaw natin 'no, kasi siyempre nakakapagod yun 'no, and ano, paminsan gusto na lang natin kung ano na yung dating ginagawa, yun na yun. Or kasi ano, sayang naman yan 'no. Paminsan meron parang, when something is not broken, don't fix it. Parang may quote na gano'n, 'di ba? But, it's not because it's broken 'no, but if we find better ways to advance the cause, let's do it. If it's necessary to advance the cause. Yun naman lagi yung benchmark natin is yung ano ba yung objective, ano ba yung cause. And then lastly is yung have the courage to lead. No? When people work based on what they can, they work for money. And when they work for a cause, they work for the life that they live. No? Kanina yung sa just cause, no, differentiate natin yung working at saka yung service. And this is also related to this, no? Kasi it takes courage to lead in a world where which is defined by profit and money, and then you'd be standing there advancing a just cause. Parang, silang lahat iba yung ginagawa ta's ikaw, iba din yung ano, yung nasa utak mo habang lahat ng tao nag-uusap ng profit and ano, ikaw ang pinu-push mo ay yung just cause mo. So, paminsan, sabi nga nila yung may infinite mindset 'no, paminsan medyo tunog baliw yung dating 'no. But I think that's the challenge 'no, nung having an infinite mindset kaya siya pang extraordinary and heroic 'no. Because it's hard not to be pressured with the requirements ng finite games, pero dapat we should not be pressured kasi mas importante yung infinite goals natin 'no. For example, yung pressure ng financial demands and targets 'no, it's inevitable especially if you are doing business 'no. But so paminsan we are backed up dun sa ano yung target natin sa financial, ano katulad ng sinasabi ko 'no, yung bakit ko naman ipapadala yung mga tao ko sa isang leadership training instead na nandoon sila sa production 'no. Isipin mo yung 2 hours na nawawala sila dun sa production dapat kumita na ako ng ganito, ng ganyan. So ganito na yung nawalang profit sa'kin dahil nakaupo sila at nag-a-attend ng leadership training. That would be the typical, that's the ordinary way of doing things 'no, because when you're focused with the profit, you will be seeing things that way, no? But katulad, kunwari, we are up for a just cause. At dahil ang just cause natin is to help create extraordinary and heroic professionals, would be more focused on, hindi kailangan kong ipadala yung mga leaders ko doon sa training na yun at kailangan nilang mag-attend ng leadership seminar kasi yun yung makaka-advance ng cause namin. Yun yung nagsusupport ng cause namin kasi yun nga yung cause natin, di ba? Yung extraordinary and heroic na leadership. So I have to send them there. Even if sometimes I have to lose this amount of profit with the time being na nandoon sila. Diba? Yan. So we have to choose to lead in a way that what we have done in this lifetime will reach beyond and far beyond the kind of life that we live, no? So we have to understand now, for example, no, whatever we are doing in these things, dito sa leadership na to, no, we might not even be able to see the final outcome in our lifetime, no? And posibleng yung what we are doing now will help improve the lives of the people after us, no? Kasi kunwari, no, madalas maiisip natin yung, bakit nung time ko wala namang kaming ganyan, no? Minsan may gano'n tayo 'no, but that is one of the goals 'no, because we know how we felt nung mga time na yun na we did not experience this kind of things, and we want the next generations and the other people to experience better lives. So that's why we are doing these things so that they can experience better lives. They can grow further than how much we have grown. So basically, it's not just about us na ngayon, no? So we also have to go beyond ourselves, no? So posibleng yung mga ginagawa natin dito is not for our benefit na. It's for the benefit of the people who are coming after us, no? The people and the next leaders that we are growing, we are learning these things hindi na lang para sa sarili natin, but also for the people that we will be looking after and we will be taking care of, no? Ayan. So kaya sabi diyan, we need to have the courage to lead, no? Because not everyone might be strong enough and courageous enough to stand on their feet at sabihin na hindi kailangan kong gawin 'to, no? I have to do this not just for myself, but I have to do this for other people as well. And so tandaan natin, no, the reason why we are here, it's not just for ourselves. No, it could also be for the people that you are looking after and that you are taking care of sa mga respective teams ninyo and sa mga people pa na padating and the people that you will meet sa next days. So our road to an infinite mindset is, syempre, no, hindi pa naman tayo lahat naka-infinite mindset, no, and it will always be a process, no. So we have to move with the organization's shared values and goals, no. So sabi nga natin, isang importanteng principle sa infinite mindset is yung just cause, no. And if we are part of an organization, living with an infinite mindset in that organization would mean we have to have the shared values and cause, no? Hindi pwedeng part ka ng organization pero may sarili kang diskarte sa buhay mo. Ay, hindi ako naniniwala sa extraordinary, heroic, ano, no? Dito lang ako para sumweldo. Bahala na lang sila dyan sa EH nila and ano, no? Basta ako papasok ako at susweldo ako, no? So, that is very finite na mindset and very temporary, no? Infinite is somehow related to being eternal, no? Ayan. And then consider an action or result not as something that is final but are rather stepping stones. No? Sabi ito yung kanina, no, sinasabi natin na when you're experiencing challenges, failures, downfalls, no, they are not conclusive of who we are and what we are doing. No? They are just part of the whole process and they are just stepping stones so that we can reach our goals, 'di ba? So hindi sila final, no? It does not define who we are and what we do. And then lastly is learn not just how to do the job but how to lead, no? So having an infinite mindset means hindi lang 'to tungkol sa'yo, hindi lang yung about tayo na maging magaling tayo sa mga trabaho natin, hindi lang 'to about sa maging matalino tayo, hindi lang 'to about sa ma-promote tayo sa mga trabaho natin, no? But it's about taking care of people. It's about taking care of the those who were entrusted to us. And kasi lalo na when we are younger, when we are technical people, 'di ba? Ang alam natin basta dapat matapos ko 'tong trabaho na 'to, ma-submit ko 'to on deadline, and then, dapat, maibigay ko 'to sa kliyente, 'no? Yun naisip natin before when we are on our own, 'no? But when we are starting to lead, we have to be more considerate and more focused on the people with us than the technical requirements, no? Which is very challenging, no? Kasi madaling ano, para sa akin mas madaling i-comply yung mga requirements ng job kaysa mag-handle ng people. Let's be honest, people management is harder than project management. Nakakapagod lang talaga, no? Yung very especially physically taxing and mentally taxing yung ano, yung sa job requirements natin. But people management is something that is parang way beyond our minds and beyond our ano, no, hands, what our hands can do, no? Parang sobrang complicated niya na parang walang perfect answer. But that is the challenge for us, no? If we want to have infinite mindset, we are not just dealing with the present time, we are also dealing with the future. So yung leadership natin with other people is very critical, no? So hindi na lang 'to about meeting deadlines at tapusin yung mga kailangang gawin ngayon sa kliyente at sa trabaho, but it's also about taking charge and being accountable to the people that are entrusted to us. Transforming to infinite mindset is a process and it does not happen in an instant, no? So kasi 'pag nakita naman natin, no, how challenging yung shift from the finite mindset to infinite mindset. So it's really a process that we have to go through, no? But we really have to be very conscious about it. And kasi siyempre kailangan yung ano, yung consciousness, no? Kasi hindi naman yan automatic na lalabas sa'yo, no? Porket nag-attend ka ng isang training ngayon, tomorrow ano ka na, may infinite mindset ka na, perfect na yung mind mo, no? We have to be intentional and be conscious of growing to having ano, no, to having infinite mindset, no. So the results might not come out immediately. Hindi kaagad yun mapa-perfect pagkatapos nitong training or talk na 'to 'no. But the key is to make that decision to start 'no. Kailangan natin ma-decidean sa sarili natin na, gusto ko ng infinite mindset 'no. Mahirap kasi kapag, ano pa rin infinite mindset, hindi okey na ako. Okey naman ako dito sa sarili ko ngayon, okey na ako at least sumusweldo ko, okey na at least nakakapag-submit ako ng deadlines ko sa kliyente ko 'no. Baka puwede na yun, sapat na yun 'no. Yun yung mahirap 'no, because if you see it that way, it will never happen, yung infinite mindset. The key factor is yung making the decision to start. Siyempre, it will not move unless we push that start button. Ayan. So, when we decide to start, we have to start well, no? And siyempre with intensity, and we have to keep it going consistently, no? Siyempre kapag napagdesisyonan mo ng magsimula, maging excited ka din, no? You have to look forward to your growth, no? Maging challenging man siya, be excited about it. And kapag yung intensity mo, dapat you have to keep it up. Hindi puwedeng lingas-pugon lang, yung excited ka lang sa umpisa ta's paunti-unti papatay na ng papatay na, paubos na ng paubos yung energy, yung battery, tapos halos i-drag mo na lang yung sarili mo, 'no. We have to keep the intensity consistently din, 'no. So, consistency is more important than intensity, but of course, if we have to start with intensity. So, intensity din papunta ng consistency, yan. So, change is achieved through commitment over time. So, importante na we have to commit ourselves into it, 'no. So, yung decision to do it is very important, 'no. Sabi nga nila, there's a difference about decision making and decision management. 'Pag sinabing decision making, nakapag-decide ka, okay, so kunwari yan nadesisyonan mo 'no, sige ano mag-ano na ako, mag-commit na ako dun sa, infinite mindset. I will grow myself to have an infinite mindset 'no. And then pero if you do not manage your decision well, eventually mawawala yung decision mo. Hanggang sa hindi mo na siya nagagawa, 'di ba? Parang yung mga ano lang natin yun, yung mga New Year's resolution tsaka exercise 'no. Sa umpisa napagdesisyonan ko magda-diet na ako tsaka mag-e-exercise na ako 'no. Okay, decided na decided ka, that's decision making 'no. Pero in decision management, after mo mapag-decidean, ano na ang gagawin mo 'no? Kini-keep up mo ba yung decision that you have made or hinayaan mo na lang siya hanggang sa mawala na siya, hanggang before you know it, sa totoo lang wala ka na talagang nai-diet at wala ka ng na-exercise na nagawa, 'di ba? So, importante after the decision making is yung decision management, which is to commit over time. Ayan. So, before I end this talk, I would like to leave you with this quote. Galing din 'to kay Simon Sinek. Sabi niya, "Our lives are finite, but life is infinite. We are infinite players in the infinite game of life. We come and go, we're born and we die, and life continues with us or without us." No? So, having said that, let's make this life that we live count, no? So, wag lang nating spend yung days natin na thinking na, "Eto lang yung gagawin ko ngayon kasi hanggang dito lang naman 'to," no? Let's make it count, no? And let's make an impact that is beyond our lives, beyond the lives that we live and beyond this lifetime. So, yun lang. Thank you so much po.